Hey, I'm Maria Hedian, a former corporate professional turned CEO and fashion career educator. At 15, I decided I was going to be in the fashion industry and set out to find my path, no matter what that took. With zero industry context, I worked job after job, some of them completely unpaid, in order to find my way into this exclusive industry. Knowing the hardships of getting into the fashion industry firsthand, I took 20 plus years of personal experiences and turned them into tools to help you turn your passion into confidence and your dreams into reality. Join me each week as we discuss all of your career questions and identify behind-the-scenes industry strategies and techniques. Every episode is designed to help you take immediate action that will take your fashion career to the next level. Together, we will make your fashion career dreams a reality. This is Into the Fashion Industry. Well, hey there. Welcome back to Into the Fashion Industry Career Podcast. I'm thrilled that you're tuning in because today we will be talking about something that is relevant to every single one of you, no matter what area of the industry you specialize in, creating an online portfolio and why it is so important for your career. We'll be discussing the benefits of online portfolios, tips and guidelines for making yours stand out, as well as taking a deep dive into the specific steps you'll need to follow. Finally, I'll share some of my favorite platforms you can use when creating your online portfolio masterpiece. There is a lot to cover here today, my friend, so let's jump right in. An online portfolio is a virtual representation of work you've created, as well as a compilation of your skills and experiences. It allows potential clients and employers to see your work before they actually get to meet you. It also gives you the power to choose the overall layout you want to display, from what projects to show at the start, to the type of background information you'll provide with every image you select. Whether you've been in the industry for years or are fresh out of college, it's crucial to have an online portfolio to demonstrate what you can do and why you believe that you're the right person for any job you're pursuing. The goal is to appear as professional as possible when applying for any position, and having an online portfolio increases your chances of getting that job. It's a no-brainer. Additionally, many companies and schools now ask you to provide a personalized URL to an online portfolio directly on the application. Believe it or not, however, many fashion professionals don't currently have an online portfolio, which puts them at a huge disadvantage regardless of whether they are applying to a job or to school. If you are one of these people, I hope this episode will not only push you to create a digital portfolio, but that these guidelines help you create an online space that reflects who you are as a professional and how passionate you are about your work. Now, I know what you're thinking. I already have so much to do, I don't have time to create another online space. It's true, online portfolios require upkeep and extra effort. However, creating one invites more career opportunities and, by extension, more projects you can feature within it. By keeping this digital file throughout your career, it gives you the ability to document and keep track of your growth as a professional. Additionally, one of the greatest benefits of having an online portfolio is that it can display skills and projects in a detailed and visual way that complements the information in your resume and your cover letter. Online portfolios also allow you to organize all of your work in one place, even if that work spans different projects. There is one important thing to keep in mind. As you gain experience, you should definitely consider removing some pieces that no longer serve the purpose of highlighting your best work. Similar to a resume, the more experience you gain, the more space you need to make. You want to capture the viewer and keep them engaged while showcasing your wonderful current projects. Before breaking down how to create your own portfolio, I want to take a minute to say that they are not exclusively for designers. This is a common misconception amongst fashion professionals. While online portfolios are a must among designers, anyone, from stylists to models, hair and makeup artists, photographers, and even marketing professionals, should have some version of one. So how do you start the process of creating an online portfolio that speaks to you as a professional and truly showcases your work? There are a few steps that you can take to simplify the creation process, even before taking a single step to plan or create your online portfolio. First, Take the time to understand what brands or companies align with your aesthetic the most. What types of companies are you hoping to work for? The reality is, you will use the same portfolio to apply for multiple positions with various brands. This is why image selection is so important. You always want to make sure that your work is cohesive and aligns with your professional aesthetic. For example, if you love neutral tones with a minimalist style, find brands with a similar look and feel, and design your portfolio to complement those brands' aesthetic. This will not only give you direction, but it will help the hiring manager envision you already working at their company. Think of your online portfolio as the visual equivalent to adding keywords from a job description to your resume. While the work you've done in previous jobs doesn't change, the way that you describe it, bullet point by bullet point, complements what the company is looking for in an employee. Next, get inspiration from other professionals and fashion platforms. Based on what you find, create a mood board or an idea folder that will inspire you to create the overtone of your site before even creating it. While it's never a bad thing to get inspired from other people's work, just make sure that yours is distinctly your own and never a direct copy. Browse through fashion sites and magazines, Pinterest boards, and any other relevant platforms to get insight into colors, shapes, and other elements to include in your portfolio. Additionally, take some time to look through online portfolios within your industry. See how other professionals lay out their work, what they include, and get a feel for the image quality that hiring managers are looking for. Doing this will also help you keep an eye on industry trends to make sure that your work stays current and fresh. Once you have an idea of how you'll be setting up your work, it's time to select a site or a digital platform to host your online portfolio on. Because there's so many different options out there, it's important that you do your research to make sure you select the one that fits your needs the best. Some platforms require a monthly or yearly membership fee, while others are free but have limitations. The good thing is that all of these platforms usually have portfolio templates to select from, where you can simply add in your selected images and complete your portfolio in no time. The most important thing to remember, regardless of whether you use a template or you create an online portfolio from scratch, is this. Make sure the design of the website does not overpower the design of the work you're trying to showcase. Anyone who visits your portfolio site needs to see your work front and center. You don't want them to be distracted by any other design elements on the site. Now, there are a few platforms that do this beautifully and that I recommend for creating a stunning online portfolio. They vary in price point and tech level needed, so be sure to try each of them out for yourself before committing to anything. Direct links for all of the platforms that I'm going to mention will be added to the show notes for your convenience. For beginners or people with limited experience, I recommend Behance, which is a platform that showcases work on a white background in a grid formation. The platform is free to use, and there are no restrictions on the number of projects a member can create. There's also no limit on the number of images or media that users can upload. For those of you with a little more work experience to add, there are two platforms that are easy to use. The first is Squarespace, a drag-and-drop platform that gives you the option to pay monthly or annually. Their rates range from about $14 to $49 a month based on the plan you select. Another great option is a platform called PIXPA. It's an all-in-one portfolio website builder for photographers, designers, artists, and creators. PIXPA has a 15-day free trial and ranges from about $3 to $16 per month after the trial period is up. Now, if you're interested in trying out PIXPA for your portfolio, use code MARIA10 to receive 10% off your first year on any PIXPA subscription plan. For those of you with a higher level of tech skills, one of the best ways to have your own site is by creating one on WordPress. With WordPress, there is some level of coding involved if you want to customize features. But if you don't know anything about coding, don't worry. There are hundreds of portfolio templates you can choose from, so you're covered either way. Make sure that if you decide to choose this platform, you use WordPress.org and not .com. WordPress.org is the free version. Finally, the platform I always personally recommend to fashion professionals for their online portfolio, regardless of how much experience they have, is a site called Visible.me. The best part of Visible.me's platform is that it has beautiful, ready-to-use templates that are perfect for fashion professionals. There's a version that they call the Forever Free Plan, which includes unlimited videos, a free domain, and 50 images. There are 2 additional versions that are $6 and $13 a month, called Pro and Pro Max, respectively. The list of features that are included is extensive, so I definitely suggest that you check it out for yourself. If you decide to sign up for a paid plan, use code VISIBLE25OFF to receive 25% off for 12 months when you sign up. Once you've decided on the platform you want to use, you have to think about the content that you'll feature. First, select the best samples of your work and make sure you're using high-resolution images. It's also important to note here that you shouldn't be showcasing all of your work, but instead choosing the strongest images. Once you have selected these, lay everything out so that it tells a story rather than just looking like images thrown together to fill a page. You want to make sure you start and you end strong. Whether you're creating a single or multi-page site, there are areas that you have to include. These are past work you've done with other companies, your best and only your best personal work, some variation of a creative but professional resume or somewhere where you mention past experiences, a contact page so that they can get in touch with you, and a way to view any other social sites you may be on, such as Pinterest or Instagram. In terms of projects, there is no magic number on how many to feature. However, a good starting point is about 4 to 6 projects, each with a few of the best images included. If you're just starting out, 2 to 3 may be enough. Keep in mind that even if you're just starting out, you can still create a stunning portfolio of spec work and assigned projects. Additionally, you can create personal projects as a way to fill your portfolio if you don't feel your assignments are strong enough. If you're unsure how to do this, don't worry. I will break down and explain how to do this in another step-by-step episode. Now, if you've been doing this for a long time, the max number you should have is about 6 to 7 projects unless you do a cover image thumbnail for each project that opens an entire collection when clicked. Regardless of your experience level, make sure that you're highlighting skills hiring managers will want to see. For example, if you're searching for a visual merchandiser position, your portfolio should have 3D mockups of in-store displays and all previous work within retail settings that you might have. Take time to understand the job requirements, evaluate your skills, and put them all on display. Show your range. Include images that show your ability to work with different materials, themes, and techniques. And make sure hiring managers don't have to scroll through too much to get to the good stuff. Okay, we've gotten through what an online portfolio is, the benefits of having one, steps to take before creating one, the platforms I personally recommend for a visually stunning portfolio, and what to include. Now let's get into guidelines for creating an online portfolio. Fair warning, there are a lot of tips that I want to share with you, so be sure to take some notes. And remember to use this list as often as you need to when creating your online portfolio. Here we go. First, make sure your portfolio site is cohesive. Use the same colors and font throughout and don't introduce too many of them. The idea is to keep site details in the background and let your work shine through as the star. In terms of font, be sure not to use anything too fancy or a script. Sometimes these are hard to read no matter how pretty they may look. Keeping to fonts like Open Sans is always a good idea. Make titles larger and bold, while keeping subheadlines smaller than the title but larger than any other text. If you have a logo, be sure to include it as part of your header or footer sections. Remember that your portfolio is about quality and not quantity. You want to make sure that there are more images than anything else, including words, and that you're showcasing the best high-resolution images that you have. Separate your images by a theme or a color story. This ensures that you're guiding your viewers on a specific path you created for them from project to project. Promote your work. Your portfolio does more for you when you drive traffic to it. Add the website address to your resume, business cards, social media, LinkedIn, etc., and make sure that your portfolio works well across all different browsers. Adapt and adjust your portfolio based on the specific position that you're applying for. Just like your resume, your cover letter, or anything else in your job hunt, your online portfolio should showcase what you have to offer in a concise, compelling, and interesting way. Be intentional with the work you showcase. Recruiters will usually make their hiring decision within the first minute of meeting you, and that same rule should apply for your online portfolio. From the second someone arrives on your page, you have to make sure that they get the best, most effective impression of you. Don't showcase too much. If a project you completed has over 20 images that you love, select the best one or two. Wait for a prospective employer to request the rest. It's a great sign. And then, once someone is interested in your work, you will have plenty of time to give them more information. And finally, don't forget to include the link to your portfolio on your resume. This will give hiring managers a complete idea of the professional you are when it comes time to interview. In the end, you want to break down the steps of creating an online portfolio the same way you were taught to write an essay. It requires an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. In one way or another, this is essentially the same structure that you want to follow or be aware of as you're creating yours. Everything about your fashion portfolio should prove that you take your work seriously. It should look and feel professional, cohesive, and polished. The time and effort you put into creating the portfolio will pay off once you get the job. Remember, have fun creating your very own online portfolio and don't overthink it. Now, I'd love to see some examples of what you've created or answer any questions that you have about this topic. To continue the conversation, be sure to join our private Facebook community Into the Fashion Industry. There, I answer all questions and help you even further. The link to join will also be in the show notes. All right, my friend, if you found these strategies helpful and know someone who can use them to create their very own online portfolio, be sure to share this episode with them. Grab the link, text it to a friend, or better yet, I'd love for you to share it on social. I'll be back here next Friday with more fashion career content, same time, same place. Bye for now.